Good afternoon, Musketeers. It's September 9th, 2016, and welcome back. I'm Tara Jabor.
And I'm Trace Walker. This is Xavier News.
From the Xavier University Television Studio, this is Xavier News. Your campus, your region, your world. This is Xavier News.
This past Tuesday, Ferguson activist Darren Seals was found dead. According to the Washington Post, Seals was found dead in his car that set aflame due to a lone gunshot. The police have not released the cause of death, but are investigating a possible homicide. Seals was a well-known activist in the Black Lives Matter movement and anti-gun violence in St. Louis. The Washington Post interviewed activists in the St. Louis area who described Seals as a frontline soldier and a warrior who fearlessly stood up for the people.
Convicted rapist Brock Turner returned to his home in Ohio this week after being released from the Santa Clara County Jail in California. On Tuesday, Turner registered as a sex offender in Greene County, an area in southwestern Ohio. As a Tier 2 sex offender, he must register every 90 days for the rest of his life. Protests have been occurring outside of Turner's residence since his return. Some protesters carry posters, while others carry shotguns and assault rifles. One protester said that bringing the guns are more of a political statement than a threat to Brock Turner himself.
According to CNN, the China Foundation for Cultural Heritage Conservation has begun a campaign to raise nearly $2 million to preserve the Great Wall of China. So far, they have raised nearly $400,000. CNN describes the deterioration of the wall as people continue to steal pieces of it while other areas are crumbling, including natural erosion by wind, rain, and sandstorms. The China Foundation hopes to bring to light that the wall may disappear in the near future if preventative action is not taken now.
This past Wednesday brought the world the first real look at the newest iPhone at Apple's keynote. The iPhone 7 received mixed reviews as tech fans and Apple users alike were outraged to find out that the phone will not sport a headphone jack. The elimination of the headphone jack coincides with another bold move by replacing the traditional headphones with wireless earbuds Apple has named AirPods. The move was deemed to be the death of the aux cord after its stunning reveal. Luckily, Apple fans, an adapter is available that will make the iPhone 7 compatible with the auxiliary cable. While widely scrutinized, the update does include features such as increased storage and a waterproof design. So we will see what the public's final verdict will be.
Thursday afternoon, Xavier University officially unveiled its newest and hottest commodity, our very own pizza ATM. The ATM is the first of its kind across North America, and it happens to be located in the base of Fenwick Place. The unveiling yesterday gave away free pizza from the ATM for all in attendance. Students across Xavier's campus are rejoicing in the university's decision to expand the options of late-night dining. The machine only holds 70 pizzas, so be sure to get there before you're too late.
Thursday marks the first day of legal medical marijuana in the state of Ohio, but when the drug will actually be available is unknown. On October 8th, a 14-person advisory committee will be named to aid in the rulemaking of who can grow the drug, handle it, and distribute it. The process is expected to take 2 years to get everything up and running. Medical marijuana will only be available to those with certain conditions. The drug will not be permitted to be smoked, but will be consumed through vaporization and any other methods approved by Ohio's Pharmacy Board.
Matthew 25 Ministries is a nonprofit organization here in Cincinnati that provides disaster help and relief.
Xavier News' very own Cameron Stansberry has been on the Matthew 25 Ministries and their global reach.
Matthew 25 Ministries is a nonprofit organization dedicated to living out the mission of the book of Matthew chapter 25, verses 34 to 40. By providing nutritional food to the hungry, clean water to the thirsty, clothing to the naked, affordable shelter to the homeless, medical care to the ill, and humanitarian supplies to those in need.
Probably the most impactful thing for me is, when we go to these disaster locations, we're bringing them supplies, things that we take for granted on a daily basis, a toothbrush, toothpaste, something like that. But at the same time, we're bringing them hope. And so that, that's pretty impactful that, yeah, these supplies are great, but to know that somebody in Cincinnati, took the time to prepare these supplies, to donate them, and our volunteers packaging them, and then we bring them to them. It brings a smile to people's faces, and we hope that it has a lasting impact on them, not just from the product standpoint, but also them personally in such a time of need. So to be able to kind of be the hands that take that to them is very impactful.
Through the reuse of products from major corporations and manufacturers, the organization is able to provide necessities and disaster relief to those suffering across the globe.
Working at Matthew 25 Ministries is an experience that impacts everything about me. I know when I get up in the morning and come into work that every minute that I'm here, every phone call I take, every email I answer, every decision that I make, every action that I take is actually having a benefit to somebody somewhere here in the United States or somewhere in the world.
Founder and president of Matthew 25, Reverend Wendell Meddy, says we can care for a needy world with the things we throw away. We believe in extending a helping hand because it is only when a person's most basic needs are met that one can become self-reliant. Reporting for Xavier News, this is Cameron Stansberry.
Xavier's annual Spirit Celebration is once again upon us. The celebration will be held Tuesday, September 13th on the Xavier Yard. Led by Father Graham, the events will include a Mass of the Holy Spirit, an ice cream social, as well as music by the University Student Choir. The festivities will occur from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. All classes and meetings will be suspended at this time, and hopefully we will get another tremendous turnout this year.
That's all from the news desk.
We'll be right back with the Xavier Sports Report with Daniel Bowling.
What's good, Xavier Nation? I'm Daniel Bowling, and this is another edition of the Xavier Sports Report. To kick it off, Xavier men's soccer was looking at a very tough matchup this time last week, traveling to Charlottesville, Virginia to take on the 12th-ranked Cavaliers. However, they remained unfazed by the task at hand. The game ended in a 1-1 draw despite several overtime shots on goal by the Musketeers. Junior Matt Vasquenza scored the 13th goal of his career in the 58th minute on an assist from fellow junior Walker Andrio. The team looks forward to an easy win tonight versus rival Cincinnati Bearcats. The game will be at 7:30 at Northern Kentucky University's soccer stadium. We all know how this one's going to go, folks, so get down to the pitch and witness your Musketeers make up for some lost ground. On the ladies' side, the women's soccer team is coming off of two very strong showings, improving their record to 4-1-1 overall. Last Friday, they traveled up I-75 to take on the Dayton Flyers. The Musketeers jumped out to an early lead on Ellie Eckerly's goal in the 8th minute and didn't look back from there. Samantha Dewey added her second and third goals of the season to finish off the Flyers for good, with a score of 3-1. The win was followed up with a riveting, literal last-minute victory versus Northern Kentucky. After falling behind 1-0 in the first half, Kennedy Carlson tied it up in the 50th minute off a cross, from who else but Samantha Dewey. The game remained tied into the closing seconds until junior Skylar Groth hit the game winner from straight away with 11 seconds left. Next up for the team is a game tonight against Duquesne University. Coach Woody Sherwood expects his team to get tested, but expect nothing else but another strong showing from the Musketeers as they look to continue their win streak. And while the Xavier faithful stop at nothing to follow their Musketeers, they may be temporarily inconvenienced. The recent flash floods unfortunately damaged the soccer complex enough to the point that the teams have had to relocate to various locations around the city. The field, which would have hosted intramural events as well, should be repaired for various events and games later on in the season. And while the men's basketball team welcomes several new players such as highly touted freshmen Tyreek Jones and Quentin Gooden, as well as graduate transfer Malcolm Bernard, they have yet to name several other new members, the walk-ons. The team is making tryouts open to any full-time male student. The tryouts will be held next Thursday, the 15th, at 6 p.m. in the auxiliary gym of the Cintas Center. There, you'll be able to see plenty of hopeful players, including myself, duking it out for the last few spots. And that's all we've got from the news desk here today. Have a phenomenal weekend from all of us here at Xavier News. And, as always, let's go X.